Well, we had a hell of a day here, folks. It was actually another landmark day. What I want to do here is I want to just cover some of the results that I've gotten on my test here that I've been doing with crypto's OTC. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically a free software, AI software system that finds crypto arbitrage transaction opportunities for you to confirm or not whether you want to do them. And if you choose to do the transaction, then the software helps us execute those and get those trades finalized so that we can keep the profit. And basically it finds coin price on one exchange or on a exchange and compares it to a whole bunch of other exchanges to find higher priced, and allows us, if we choose to, on a per transaction basis, to buy some or a whole bunch of the coin on the cheaper exchange and resell it on another exchange for more money, and we keep the difference. We call that profit. That's the basic fundamental of all business ever since the beginning of time. It's a brilliant concept, but it does it in a volume and a frequency that no human being could ever do, and allows us to create significant profit. Before I start going into numbers here, I just want you to understand I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm not an investment advisor. This is not investment advice. I'm not an attorney. It's not legal advice. Okay. There's no advice here in this video. I'm just sharing what my experience is. And if it helps somebody to make a decision about whether this is something they wanted to participate in, great. But I can't tell people what to do with their money, and I don't tell people what to do with their money. So just take this as my own experience, my journey. That's all that it is. I have a right to do that. And my experience may be exceptional, not typical. I don't know. I don't have the ability to see what's happening for everybody else who's doing this. And my performance or past performance doesn't necessarily predict what's going to happen in the future. So use this information at your own risk. Any risk you take is all on you, just like any risk I take is all on me. And any gain you may have is all on you, and any gain you may have is all on me. It's funny, people get mad when they take a risk and it doesn't go the right way. They get mad at someone else, but when they take a risk and it makes them money, they never get mad. I never see anybody giving their money away to someone else because they made money when they took a risk. You know, years ago I stopped worrying about it, and I said, well, the only way I'm going to know is to try it. So I try it, I document it, I show you, and if it helps you make a decision, great. Now, having said that, I started this account with $3,465. This system generates about 3%, 3 to 4% per day just doing arbitrage transactions. If you never did it, never ever referred anybody, if you weren't into affiliate or network marketing and you just never shared it with anyone, you wanted to be greedy and hog it all to yourself and you didn't want anyone else to take advantage of it, it's been producing, I can't promise what it's going to do in the future, but it's been producing about 3 to 3.5% per day doing that. If we look at my last few days of transactions, this is just, we just rolled past midnight here, so that's just $300 for probably, it's about an hour. So 2808 yesterday, that's just for transactions. This is literally all I have to do is click. And I use certain office-based desktop tools that allow us to automate certain repetitive clicking tasks that we otherwise would have to do. So I don't even have to do that. So this is completely passive, hands-off, $2,800 a day, $2,700 yesterday, $2,027 the day before, $2,058 the day before that. And you can see over time, these have crept up. Okay, I started this, I just finished day 33, folks, day 33. And so the passive, the hands-free, the 100% hands-free passive aspect of this, our hands-free passive profit machine, for me, is producing now more than $2,800 a day. So at this point, if I just completely stopped doing everything else, I never referred anybody to this there's referral commissions that you can get where you get paid based on the profit of the people that you refer, only on their profit. See, you only get a referral commission if they profit, not if they spend, if they profit. There's nothing to buy here. There's no cost. The software is free. You move money from one account into a crypto account and you use the crypto to fund these transactions. Right now you see I have 101,151 wrapped up in transactions waiting to complete. These transactions, once they're wrapped up in about 2 hours, they will yield me 188 plus 72 plus 30 plus 12 plus 14 cents, 5 cents, and 3 cents, whatever the total is on that, which is, I don't know, $350. But my math ain't that fast, but that's for 2 hours. Okay. when we share this with other people, most of the time what happens is people put a little bit in. I tell people I'm not advising you, but if I were you, I wouldn't risk anything where in a worst case scenario, if I were to lose it, it would cause trouble in my life. I personally wouldn't risk anything beyond whatever that amount is for me. What you do is up to you. That's just the way I look at it. So what I see a lot of people doing is they put a little bit in and they just run the transactions. They don't have to do much. They just click a few times every 2 hours. They look at it and they go, oh, it's working. You mean what I saw, that bald guy with the glasses showing me wasn't just complete BS and it actually does do what it says it's going to do? I actually just got an email a few hours ago from one of my teammates. It says, I'm right behind you. I think I made about $120 today. I'm happy as a pig in mud. I mean, $120 extra a day, that's $3,000 plus extra a month, right? Now, I'm not saying what you're going to make or how much you're going to make. I can't guarantee what amount of profit there's going to be for you. All I can do is tell you what's been happening for me. So again, your results might be different. I don't know how, but they might be. So we see it working. And so what do? We start telling people that we care about. We go, hey, I don't know what you're doing with your money, and I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money, but I'm doing something with my money, and here's what's happening. And it's earning, let's see, and we look at it. We just look at the facts, right? See, Monday it earned 3%, Tuesday it earned 3.3%, Wednesday I kind of fell asleep and forgot to do it, and it earned 2.9%, and then Thursday it earned 3.9%. In total, in the course of the last 15 days, I turned my X amount of dollars into X plus profit. And they go, isn't that interesting? And they go, maybe I'll try it. It's up to them, the free will. And they try it and it starts working. And they go, maybe I'll share that with others. Anyway, if you introduce somebody to the platform, I don't own the platform. I don't work there. I'm just a guy. I found this. I said, oh, this seems interesting. Let me put some money in and try it. That's all, my only relationship. All I know about this is what's happening for me and what's on the websites. Okay. From what I can tell, the way that the company makes its money, that they're based on all the back and forth I've had with support, they claim that they're the largest over-the-counter broker in the world. In terms of, I don't know if that's true. I have no way to confirm that. But there's a ton of transactions, and there's a ton of us using this thing, and it's about as easy as it can get. From what I can tell, they make their money off transaction fees, just like every other broker does. I mean, you have a stock broker, forex broker, crypto broker, right? They're making every transaction. They make a little bit. They make a little bit on a withdrawal fee. Now, when we look at the transactions, when we look at stuff like this, and we see the profit for each transaction, we know what this is going to be before we decide to do it. Because we have to manually tell it, oh, okay, that's how much the profit's going to be on that if we execute that transaction. Yes, I want to execute it. So we are individually confirming that we want to do that transaction. You see, that's a lot different from a thing where you just put all your money in and you give it to some person you don't know and they make all your trades for you. That's not what happens here. You have to review it and confirm it first. That 188, well, I knew before I confirmed the transaction it was going to take $62,716 in my funds to create that. But I also knew after about 2.25 hours, I was getting all that back plus whatever the profit was, which was 188. I mean, it's either exactly that amount or it's really close when they all get reconciled and they come back into your wallet to be used for more transactions. That is the profit. And so this last run, if we add it up, here, let's just add it up, okay? So we got 188.14 plus 72.65 plus 30.29 plus 12.12 plus 14 cents plus 5 cents plus 3 cents. That's not right. Minus 3 plus 03. So it's 303.42. Now, when you refer someone else so that the company can do business with them and for them, and I assume so that they can partake of transaction fees, they've got the math all worked out so that these profits are already taken into consideration what the transaction fees are. In other words, it's not that and then I have to pay another fee and it takes out of it. Just whatever the calculation is, they're just showing me the net. So if you refer someone and they do this, right, every time they run one of these cycles for transactions and they get profit, you get 15%. You get an amount that is equal to 15% of their profit. And you only get that if they profit. So 15% of this would be $45. So the guy who referred me to this, when that last cycle runs, when it comes back and those transactions finalize in about an hour, he's going to make $45.51 from my profit. Not from it, but as a result of my profit. I get to keep the whole amount, but he gets 15% and that as a referral commission. Now we run these cycles 10 to 11 times a day. That's $500 per day in commission. So for the month, that would be $15,000. But you have to understand that your account's compounding. So that $300 in profit is get added onto my balance. So now I have another $300 to do transactions with. And then I do another one, and that one makes maybe $340, and then I have another $340 in my balance to do. So it's growing. So it's not straight math. You can't just multiply by 30. I can't guarantee what the compounding is going to be. You have to decide that. I can't guarantee what the profit on each one's going to be. It fluctuates a little bit. But you're just buying and selling stuff. It depends on the pricing. If you have a real big price difference on that particular transaction, your profit would be more. If the appropriate transaction that fits into your budget at that moment has a smaller margin, a smaller price difference between those two exchanges, well, then it's not going to be as big. The way it averages out over time, to me, looks like it's about 3.5% for me. If someone else is experiencing really different results than that, I don't know about it. Where people are experiencing different results than me would be in the referral commissions, okay? Because I get a lot of referral commissions because I've shared this with a lot of people. That's kind of my thing. I like to get out and communicate and tell people about stuff. I like to promote. That's what I've been doing the last 25 years. Marketing. So, if we go over to our team, we can see I've got another $78 in referral commissions pending there, and then my level 2, another 36. But let's just pay attention to this 78, and we'll come back to that in a minute. 79 now. You see already it's 79. What does that mean? That means that some of the people I referred, their transactions are finalizing, and as they close out, I'm getting 15% of all the profit that's being tallied to them. Sometimes it goes quicker than others. 79.16. Let's see if it's gone up again. 80.81. So, it's literally ticking its way up. Okay, now we can look at the amounts. There's records of this stuff. We can look at, let's see, team incomes. And we can see that the last cycle that was done was, this is 12:55 a.m., by 11:55 my time. And that was 552 and 249 plus 42 and change. It was 843. That was a little bit light. And the reason it was a little bit light is because I went ahead and manually received some commissions right about midnight there. 43, 53, 58, about $62. $62. So really that run should be about 9:05. Now that happens every 2.25 hours. So you start to the wheels start to turn here. You get $905 every 2.25 hours plus another $300 every 2.25 hours, and it starts to get interesting, right? Now if you look at the previous one here, right, you see 596, 263, 47. Well, this one was 552. Why the difference? Well, the difference could be for a number of reasons. One, I could have had a whole bunch of people withdraw money because they wanted to pay themselves, so the amount wasn't as high, but that's not what happened. What happened is I manually received some of my commissions so that I could do something really cool. Because what you do here under my team is whenever you're ready to put these in your wallet so they can be used to run transactions, you click the receive button and they go away, right? So like here, there's $9. If I click receive, that'll go to zero. That $9 has gone back over to my wallet to be used. So I have some repetitive task saving software, just free tools that I use that does that stuff for me, so I don't have to put time into doing that. But the reason I manually did that tonight right at midnight is because this was my total account balance was sitting at $99,950. And I was like, man, I got to cross over 100K before midnight, right? Actually, it wasn't before midnight. I don't remember what time it was. It was close. But I just wanted to record it. I recorded a little video of it rolling past 100K. This is like a big deal for me, right? This account started with $3,465 in it. I didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, all I knew was the person who referred me, I'd watched some of what was happening for them, and it looked good, and so I thought I would try it. And let's take a look here. I put that $3,465 in. And again, folks, this is not financial advice. Don't listen to me. This is just what happened for me. That's all that this is. This is not intended to get you to do anything. I don't care if you participate. If you want to participate, I can't stop you. But, my point here is not to incentivize you or push you into anything. I'm just sharing with you what is happening for me. I want that to be clear. So my funding day was March 14th. I never bought crypto or did any crypto transactions in my life before March 4th. And I did that for a completely different deal, completely different purpose. And for whatever reason, now my life has just been swept up in the whole AI meets crypto-verse thing that we have going here. And it's been a hell of a ride so far. So by the end of the first 24 hours, I'd made $106. Now that's not much, but $106 times 30 days is an extra $3,000 a month. So you have to understand, I've been in business for 25 years. I've done well. And, I haven't had to work as an employee for anyone in a long, long time. And for me to put one day into something, right? For me to take money out of my savings account or my checking account or wherever it was and just move it to another account. You understand? Like, I didn't have to buy anything. You see? I just moved it from one account to another account. And that money that had been sitting in my checking, losing value because we have record-breaking inflation happening right now, which is not 7%, and it's not 8%. That's ridiculous. It's like 30%. If you include food, energy, and housing, the three most important things. They don't include in the number, but I don't want to go on a political diatribe right now. To add an extra $3,000 a month to my bottom line, $3,180, by just moving some money from one account to another account, I took some dollars and I turned it into USDT, which is the same value as dollars, just a digital currency, and I put it in my wallet here. $3,100 monthly calculation just based on my first day. You have to understand, I didn't do anything. I just moved the money over and then I did some clicks with the mouse and it took me a total of probably 4 minutes the entire day. I was like, wow. And the second day, I made some boo-boos and I didn't do all the transactions. But I made 104. So at this point, I'm 2 days in, okay? I'm just taking you through my thought process at the time. I'm 2 days in. I've earned $210. And I'm like, it's consistent. Even if I mess it up, I'm still making an extra $3,000 a month. And the next day, I made 154. And the next day, I made 232. And I said, if I can get 4 days into something and I'm actually earning profit, $232 a day, because I didn't have any of this later data to go on, guys. All I had was this. So I'm going, extra $200 a day is cool, right? I mean, for a month, that's an extra almost $7,000 a month. The idea that I just increased my bottom line by $7,000 a month in 4 days by moving money from one account that bared no interest and money was burning from inflation to an account that basically has 4.2 million% interest. I'm speaking figuratively, right? Metaphorically. If you do the math, that's what it comes out to. It's crazy. Just my experience. I'm not saying what's going to happen for you. But it started to get interesting. I started sharing it with people. When I started sharing it with people, I didn't even understand how the referral thing worked. But I started seeing my daily percentage was going up because I was calculating in a spreadsheet the percent. You see it was 3.1, 2.9, 4.2. And then this day, I started seeing some of the people I referred started funding their wallet. They started moving money from their account, one account where their money was losing value, over into here. And I said, 6%? What's going on? I thought it was like 3%. And I went through all the numbers and I realized, oh, I'm like getting good referral commissions for referring